for non-refundable credits, and then we go to line 9. So line 9, total taxes after adjustment and non-refundable. So line 9 needs to have something there. If yours is 0, you have to enter 0. You don't leave it blank. You'll notice that we left line A blank. But if line 9 was 0, we'll put 0 under dollar amount, and then we'll put 00 under cents. But in our case, they say to subtract the non-refundable credits out of the total tax. So line 7 is 49.70 for us. Line 8 is 0. So 0 out of 49.70 gave us 49.70. So we have $49.70. So line 10, total deposit during the year. So if you have made some deposit during the year, or there is a prior year overpayment that you decided to keep to apply to this return, you'll put it on line 10. In our case, it's $0, so we left it blank. Line 10 B and C are for future use by IRS, so you leave those area alone. And line 10D all the way down is refundable portion of credits. So you can read about credits if any of them is applied to your business to see what part is non-refundable and what portion is refundable. So the non-refundable portions goes on line 8 and the refundable portion goes to line 10. So the non-refundable credit usually decrease the taxable amount pretty much. So we will see the total credits here, the total tax, the non-refundable decrease the tax, it decrease the tax dollar per dollar, and in our case, because it's 0, our tax is still $49.70. The refundable portion is pretty much what they will pay you. So if the non-refundable exceed your tax, you are not going to collect it. But the refundable portion is what you can collect as a refund. So if a refundable portion is applicable to your situation, you want to read the instructions on the credits. So it's not applicable in our example. I left them blank. Line 11, balance due. So if line 9 is more than line 10, enter the difference. So line 9 is $49.70 for us. Line 10 is 0. Line 10J is the total of line 10I to line 10H. So is the total refundable credits is 0 for us. So $49.70 is more than $0. So line 11 is going to be $49.70 for us. If line 10J is more than line 9 for you, you have a refund. So you put your dollar amount, the difference between line 9J and line 9, you'll put it in the box on line 12, and then you check apply to next return or send a refund. You'll check one of the two, and it will be applied to the amount you put on line 12. In our case, we have a tax liability, so we have it on line 11, $49.70. So we will continue to part 2. So tell us about your deposit schedule and tax liability for this year. Line 13, check 1. So if line 9 is less than $2,500, you go to part 3. So we check it because it's $49.70 and it's less than $2,500. If your tax on line 9 is more than $2,500, you will check the second box, but then you have to put down your tax liability for each month. And by tax liability is pretty much the federal income, the employee federal income tax withheld, employee social security tax withheld, employee Medicaid tax withheld, employer social security tax, employer Medicaid tax. So the total of those taxes for every single month, you will put it on line 13, A to L. So enter your total tax liability for each month. If you are semi-weekly scheduled depositor, or you became one because you accumulated $100,000 or more of liability in any day during a tax deposit, you must complete Form 944A instead of the box below. So total liability for year, add line 13A through line 13L. So total must equal line 9. So in our case, it's $49.70. We check the first box. Therefore, we leave the rest alone and blank, and we go to part 3. So part 3, we will put the business. You'll put your name, first name and last name, not the business name, but your name, the main business owner's name, and you'll put the business employer identification number. Please, it is the business employer identification number that you will use when you file Form 944. So part 3, if your business is closing, then you will need to complete line 14, and you'll probably add an attachment. Could be a Word version, but the instruction has instructions. You'll put the day is closing, or if you are transferring it to another business or somebody purchase it, you'll put those information, the date of the transfer or the date of the closing, the name of the person that is going to keep the old documents, the old business tax and business documents, the address of the person where those documents will be kept. You'll have those on the attachments, and you will put if the business is transferred to another business or is sold or merged to another business, then you put the new business name as well. But yeah, the instruction, the IRS Form 944 instructions have instructions regarding this section. You'll find the detail in the instruction. So if it's related to you, then you have to check it and put the dates that you pay wages for the last time for the old business, and then you'll attach a statement on the return, and you'll make sure the statement has the old business name, the old business identification number, and the information you wanted to share with the IRS to make it clear that you are not going to be filing Form 944 for the old business any longer. So line 15, qualified health plan expenses. So it's not applied to us. We left it blank, but line 15, 16, 17, if any of those lines are applicable to you, or if any is applicable to you, you will read the instructions if you don't understand it. But it has to do with some other credits and family leave and sick leave. So we left it blank because it's not applicable to us. And line 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6. So pretty much all about those credits, we left them blank. Part 4, may we speak with your third-party designee? I like to just say no. So if IRS wanted to speak with somebody, they will just contact you, the owner itself, the owner himself, the one that filed the tax return for your business. So I like to keep it like that. But usually it is designed so that if you want IRS to if somebody completed the form, like you pay the tax preparer to complete the form, or another person completed the form and you want us to address any issue with that person, you put the person's name. It's not going to be the business of the tax preparer. It's going to be that tax preparer that prepared the form. And pretty much you select a PIN, and yeah, the name and the phone number will be in it. But I like to just say no. So let's scroll down to signature portion, part 5. You must complete all 3 pages of Form 944 and sign it. So you will print your name, the title you hold in your business phone number, and pretty much you are done. So you will print the form out and you sign it, you'll date it, and then you print a copy of that printed form and you save that copy for your business record. And as you preparing the completing the form for your business, I would suggest you leave the paid preparer use only session alone. But if you are paid prepared and you are filing and you will be paid, you will complete it. If you are filing and you are filing it for free, you do not complete paid preparer use only session. You just leave it blank. So I'm going to assume you are a business owner and you are filing for your own business. So you leave this portion alone. And yeah, and then we'll go to the voucher form. Because of the tax liability we decided to add a voucher and a payment to our form. So we will complete the voucher portion, which is Form 944V. So if you are going to include the payment to your Form 944, you will enter your business EIN number on the Form 944V. You'll include the dollar amount. So you see dollar and cent. So we have 49.70. And then you include the business name. It's not your name anymore, but your business name, and you only put your name if you are a sole proprietor. But yeah, your business name, the street address for the business, and the city, state, and zip code. And pretty much you are done. So, but then where do you send your form with the payment? And again, if you prefer to make a deposit online, you have that option. And depending on the amount, if your total liability is more than $2,500, you have to make a deposit. And the instructions for the voucher is here. So if line 9 is $2,500 or more, and you already deposited the tax you owe for the first, second, and third quarter of 2021, your net taxes for the fourth quarter are less than $2,500, and you are paying in full the tax you owe for the fourth quarter with a time refund return. So those are instances that you will make payment with the form. So to avoid the penalty, make your payment with your 2021 form only if the following apply. Your net taxes for the year line 44 is less than $2,500 and you are paying it in full. But if it is more and you make deposit for the other quarters and the fourth quarter is less than $2,500, you can do that as well. So they have let me see if there is another instance. But yeah, so, and I will just say, if the last quarter is more than 2,500 is good, you make a deposit as well. I'm kind of surprised they didn't include it here. They just say that if it is less than 2,500, you can pay with the form, and if it is more and you already made deposit for some quarters and the fourth quarter is less than 2,500, you can pay with the tax return 944. I think other than that, if your fourth quarter is more than 2,500 or the whole year is more than 2,500 and you have not made any deposit, maybe a good idea to make a deposit. So because our tax liability is $49.70, is less than 2,500, we are going to make payments with the tax return. Therefore, we completed the voucher. If you made a deposit or you intend to make a deposit, do not complete the voucher. Your tax return ends with this page intentionally left blank. When you print this out, don't add the voucher portion to it. You just end it with this page. You sign it, you make copy for your own record, and you just staple the original Form 944 up to the signature portion or up to the page intentionally left blank, and you put in the envelope. You don't add the voucher to it. But in our situation, we are going to add voucher because we are going to make payment with the return. So we completed the voucher. So when you print the form out in this scenario and you completed the voucher, you are going to add a check to it. You will staple the form from page 1. You need to make a copy for yourself though. And then you staple the form from page 1 all the way to this page left intentionally. Don't staple the voucher to your Form 944. Do not staple Form 944 voucher to Form 944. Staple the Form 944 pages together up to this page intentionally left blank. So your voucher pages, cut the voucher out. Take your business check. You can use your business check or you can use money order. But I like to use business check because I have more space to include the information that needs to go on it. So you'll put on the top portion, like payable to, you'll put United States Treasury. And then you'll put the dollar amount, $49.70, on the on the amount section of the check. And then down you'll write the dollar amount in letter former, if I'm saying it right. But then below that line you'll put Form 944 for 2021, and then you will put your business EIN number. Is extremely important. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 information to put on your check in addition to the dollar amount. And you take the check, you take the voucher, and what I like to do is I'll put the whole Form 944 that I stapled together up to the blank page. I'll put it in an envelope that is 9 by 12, like those kind of long envelope. And then I'll take a smaller envelope. I'll put the voucher in it, and then I'll put the check in it. And then I will pretty much write at the back of it that Form 99 voucher and check. And then I will put it in the larger envelope where the Form 944 is. So that, because you should not staple those three things together, the voucher, the check, and 944 together, I don't want them to be floating in it, because you'll cut the voucher. It's not a whole paper, it's a small portion of the paper. This 1/3 of the paper, I don't want that in the check, which is about the same size. I don't want that to be floating in the bigger envelope. So I like to put them in a smaller envelope, and then I'll put that inside the bigger envelope. Remember, I'm not mailing two different envelopes. I'm just mailing one. But I have the voucher and the check in a smaller envelope, and then I'll put it in the bigger envelope where Form 944 is. So now that you have your form filed, completed, you will need to go to the instructions, and the instructions on page 9 has the address where you'll file the form. If you decided to make deposits online, you will use without a payment. You'll first locate your states, and you will look for without a payment section, the address that corresponds to your state, and you write that address on the envelope. And that means you are not adding voucher or check to Form 944. You are going to pay online. You are going to make a deposit via ETPS. You are going to make deposit EFT via EFT using ETPS, I believe. That's but it is in the instructions as well. You have to set up an account to do that. If you are going to make a payment, like in our case, you are going to look for the address in the with a payment section that corresponds to your state. So in this example, we are using Iowa, and we are going to pay $49.70, and we are going to add the voucher and the check to the envelope where Form 944 is. We are going to use with payments, and the address that corresponds to Iowa is Internal Revenue Service, P.O. Box 932,100, Louisville, Kentucky. Zip code 40293-2100. So that's what we will put on the envelope, and everything else will go in it. So the instructions is important to have on hand when you are completing your Form 944. And that's how you'll complete your 944, and that's how you'll put it in the envelope and put your business address on it, and put the address that you are sending it to, and mail it via USPS first class with confirmation number. Pretty much you are mailing a first class with a tracking number. You will pay more, but you don't need a confirmation in the mail. You can just track it online, and you save the receipt you will receive from IRS. No, the receipt you will receive from USPS, you will save it with the Form 944. And what I like to do is make a copy of the voucher, make a copy of the check, and I like to put the voucher and the check on the printer and print both on the same page, and add it to my Form 944, and add the receipt as well, and file it. So That's pretty much how you, and I can just staple all those things together for the business record. That way you have a proof that you mail it. And that's pretty much how you file Form 944 with a payment. If you want to make a deposit though, you'll find the information in the instructions, and I'm just looking for the right terminology here. And I'm not sure if I should be going up, more going down. It will be more explained down, but I'm looking for some terminology here. Okay. Yeah, so when I'm reading IRS application, I like to highlight it so that when I'm looking for something, when I'm going back to look for something, I can find it easily. So you'll have to set up an account, EFTPS. Okay, EFTPS. You'll find an account with them. They will send you information in the mail, and you will go through that to make EFT payment, pretty much electronic fund transfer. But yes, you will need to have, I don't know how long it takes to set up an EFTPS account. I have set up one years ago that I don't use since I just pay in the mail. So, but yes, to make a deposit, you have to set up the account with them, and you'll be able to make deposits via EFT. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching our videos. Thank you all that subscribe to our channel. We thank you so much for all your comments. If you are required to file Form 944, you have to file it, and you have to file it and mail it before January 31st, 2022. Usually when it's a holiday, it can go to the next, but I don't like to go with those exceptions. And the 31st is a Monday, so there is no exception here. But I like just to go with that date. January 31st, Form 944 has to be out of the door by then. So you need to complete it and mail it before January 31st. And you cannot complete your Form 944 for your business if you collect, you are the only employee from your business and the business is new, you are the only employee and you are collecting salary. You cannot complete Form 944 if you don't have a structure to record how much you have been collecting. So you need to go back and look and see how much you collected so far in your business to see how much the gross will be, and back into it to calculate that and calculate the income tax that you will withhold, Social Security, Medicaid, and you pretty much use the gross as the total wages paid, not the net but the gross. And that's the gross that you will use as well when you file for W-2s and W-3s. So, and even though the business is, you collected a net, and the business is going to be paying Social Security for the employee portion and the employer portion, it is like if $216 $2,000 is what the business pay me instead of $200. So the Social Security and the Medicare will be calculated as if it was withheld from my income, and then the business pay their portion as well. So that's the way you will do it. Don't use the net that you pay yourself that went to your bank account to do the calculation. Back into it to see what portion should have been withheld from your income for you to be able to collect what you collected. And based on that gross, what the federal income withheld should have been as well. And you use the publication 15T to estimate it as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel, Liberman Consulting, ninasoup.com, our blog. We do have free download session where you will find the links to the IRS instructions and forms as well. Or you can go to IRS, irs.gov and just pull the form there as well. Look for the form and find it there. And we do have our online stores, including liberdownload.com for downloadable digital products, and we have the federal tax withheld record for Form 944 there for sale as well. And we have ninasoup.com for natural products, liberoutlets.com for resale products, and we have liberlabel.com for customs, apparels, and stationery. And at liberlabel.com we do have a printable we have checklists, business checklists, tax checklist there if you prefer that to be mailed to you. And liberdownload.com has those in a digital format that you can purchase and download right away as well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.